Already there is drama because as you are watching the rest of the grid assemble, our pole sitter Jacob Ashcroft is only just now arriving on the starting grid. He will take up his position. I know Barry likes to make a grand entrance. I'm probably sure they said, "Dad's just get the cart down. Let me do my thing." Barry will be on Facebook Live yesterday telling everyone what happened, why he missed the call. But he did make it to the grid gate. That is all that matters. Jacob Ashcroft due to start this from pole position. Driver number 222 for the Dan Holland Racing Team. This driver, well, started out racing in the Daniel Ricciardo series, got one opportunity to race internationally back in 2020 at the International Trophy, funnily enough, in Portimao. Won a ticket to the grand finals that never were due to COVID after that. So rather than be discouraged, he went and qualified in 2022 in Minimax and came second. He qualified again last year and came third. He finished fourth as a Minimax driver in this event a year ago, and now he starts from pole position in his first season as a junior. Matthew Dauvergne starts on the outside of row number 1 in the number 276 cart for the PB kart team. Then you have Boaz Maximov in the Bouvan Power number 232 cart. Boaz, 32nd in this race a year ago. Tish van Wyk in the Dutch liveried race suit. He starts cart 246. Another of the Bovan Power carts on the outside of row number 2. Then we have Lewis Goff for the Sam Pollitt Racing Team starting on row number 3 in cart 2560 alongside Wales' Cameron Nelson. The Dan Holland Racing Team, Ponteclean's Cameron Nelson on the outside of row 3. On row number 4, Lucas Skeles from France in cart 2, number 255. Luca, 5th a year ago in this race. And Theo Palmer having a breakout weekend for the XL Motorsport team. Double British kart champion Morgan Porter has been working with Theo, and Theo starts on the outside of row number 4. You're looking then at Caden Higgins in cart number 257. He represents the UAE, but he's Australian by birth. He's for the Dream Racing Team. And Charlie Smith, the only American driver here for Strawberry Racing, Newport Beach, California. Well, it's probably about 9 o'clock in the morning out in California on the West Coast. He, a familiar figure around Los Angeles, and Charlie Smith makes his international trophy debut in 10th position. Brian van der Weken and Noah Janssen start on row number 6. We're looking down a bit further down the field. That's Yuri Levar and Connor Clancy in cart number 294. Connor's mechanic Alex Gill going for the plain black bucket hat look to hide the fact that he's probably horrifically sunburned underneath that. Then it is Lilian Suarez and Pablo Estevez. Then all French 8th row. We missed out Oscar Goodshow and Casper Nissen from row number 7. Then it's Matisse Omaitre there on the right-hand side of your screen from Senegal, keeping the Senegalese flag flying proudly. And then Will Archer making his international debut and getting into the final for the Sam Pollitt Racing Team. There is Will. Will on the Esprit chassis. Antoine Grissel goes next in cart 208, 7th as a Minimax driver in this event 2 years ago. And Rayan Bourguignon in cart 223 is next. Jeremy Roivers there in cart 221, the black and red machine, Kart Club Campillos. His family own that circuit. And Leonidas Peruzzi, can't remember the name of his mechanic. It'll come to me. I can't remember the name of his mechanic. Oh, Lewis Malin, that's the one. There he is. No, it's Marvellous Marv, an ex-British touring car mechanic and a wonderful, wonderful engineer of both car and kart and smoker of good cigarettes, which he's going to give me later on. Moving on, we have Kai Clark. There's Kai Clark and his mechanic Joe Bleakley. Kai and his family are here, and it would be just wonderful if Kai and that family had something to celebrate after a tough year so far for the KR Sport driver, but he is there. And then our first MKC Motorsport entry, Lorenzo Giaquinto in kart number 280, 20th last year. There is New Zealand's Maxim Kirwan. His mechanic Ed Matthews retired from karting last year. After this event, Kirwan has raced his way in wonderfully after bad qualifying. Matthias Kellerup is next, and there on the outside of the 15th row, Austria's Dragos Avisil Kute. On the inside of the row, it is Maxime Prudent with his mechanic doing a wonderful catalogue pose for us all at home. Karting mums, hold your breath. Ollie Wise makes his first international appearance in kart 256, and there's Vivian Gionnet, who lost a side pod in that number 211 kart and just scrapes in. Now, some of the really, really lucky ones. Martin Lichner from Slovakia in kart 216 and Noah Barham in kart 227. The final two rows of the grid. In her first time racing in Europe, Eva Morris will start in the final, and on the outside of the final row, her Slovakian countrywoman Laura Bubinova on the Lando Norris chassis, kart 273 for the DKR racing team. They just make it in. Well, if Imke Arts wanted to inspire anybody, she's definitely inspired those two young ladies, the back of the field. Once more, the grid assistants leave the circuit. Can't call them pom-pom girls, can I? Oh, well, whoops. 16 laps, junior Rotax. This could be very, very special indeed. Eric Sellis.
Voilà, on va retrouver donc cette catégorie junior pour 16 tours de course, là encore, dans cette finale avec Jacob Ashcroft qui va partir de la pole position. Matteo d'Auvergne à ses côtés, le pilote français plutôt détendu sur la grille de départ. Il a pris le temps de faire un selfie avec son mécanicien sur la grille, donc ça va, il est détendu. Maintenant, il faut rentrer dans la course parce que 16 tours, ça va être compliqué et il va falloir aller être le plus performant possible. Il va falloir être le plus performant possible parce qu'au bout, non seulement il y a la victoire, mais il y a aussi le ticket pour la grande finale qui aura lieu du 19 au 26 octobre en Italie. Donc double enjeu cet après-midi comme pour l'ensemble des participants au final. Et dans quelques instants, on va lancer le tour de formation avec Jacob Ashcroft, donc Matteo d'Auvergne, qui seront suivis par Maximov et Van Wyk. Lewis Goff sera sur la troisième ligne avec Cameron Nelson également. Le pilote britannique Lucas Seles, le numéro 255, s'élancera depuis la quatrième ligne de la grille de départ avec à ses côtés Théo Palmer. Donc vous le voyez, il va y avoir du spectacle, il y a du beau monde sur ces quatre premières lignes et il va falloir être très compétitif, très malin aussi, pourquoi pas, il faut le dire, pour réussir son envol et surtout réussir une très grosse performance. Je vous le rappelle, 16 tours de course à parcourir. Les pilotes sont entrés dans leur tour de chauffe et tour de formation. Dans quelques instants, ils vont ralentir pour reformer cette grille de départ pour se mettre à la disposition de la direction de course qui va lancer le départ de cette finale junior. Voilà, on a terminé de passer le virage du banking. Jacob Ashcroft qui donne le rythme de cette mise en place avec juste derrière lui évidemment Matteo d'Auvergne. Il va falloir être très réactif au départ. On l'a vu tout à l'heure, il y a pas mal de séquences et il y a pas mal de physionomies de départ où on a vu le pilote qui était derrière le poleman, qui s'est lancé depuis la deuxième ligne, pouvoir s'immiscer à l'intérieur, parce qu'évidemment Matteo D'Auvergne, s'il part en deuxième position, il est à l'extérieur du premier virage. Ça veut dire qu'il va ouvrir la porte s'il n'arrive pas à plonger devant le poleman ou juste dans son sillage. Eh bien il va ouvrir la porte et donc ça va être compliqué. Mais attention, voilà, tout le monde est en place. Ça va vite, ça va vite, ça va vite.
Here we go.
C'est parti pour Jacob Ashcroft. Est-ce que Matteo D'Auvergne va pouvoir conserver sa deuxième position? Je vous le disais, ça va être compliqué. Il est à l'extérieur, mais il fait tout le temps. Oh là là, il y a eu il y a deux cartes qui se chevauchaient. Heureusement, j'espère sans gravité pour le pilote. On a 4 cartes qui sont...
Yeah, Roivers up. Oh, sorry, Eric. Jeremy Roivers up over the back of, I think that is, the 256 cart. Oh, dear, what a shame for Ollie Wise. Also in trouble is Roivers is back going again. Also getting going at the back of the field, the 211 cart. That's Vivienne Gionnet. Vivienne has been in the wars. Now there was one driver still sat in the car. It was Leonidas Peruzzi. Leonidas Peruzzi is still sat in his cart. He has got 3 marshals with him. They're talking to him. Now I know Mum is here watching. We'll wait before Mum panics. I'm looking there where the race is carrying on. Ashcroft leads from Dauvigny, and they pass the scene of the incident up into P3. The yellow flags are out at turn number 1, but we're green the rest of the way around, and Jacob Ashcroft begins to pull away, and up into second position goes Tish Van Wyk.
Voilà, Van Wyk qui a plongé à l'intérieur du virage 3 sur D'Auvergne.
Peruzzi is up and out of his cart. Leonidas Peruzzi is up and out of his cart and is walking away. You can possibly just see it, not in the background of that shot. Peruzzi is walking away.
Voilà, Peruzzi qui est donc sorti de son kart et qui a pu suivre les commissaires de piste pour s'extraire de la zone dangereuse. Et attention, ça se complique pour Matteo D'Auvergne qui vient de perdre une autre position après Van Wyk qui lui avait fait les freins dans le virage numéro 3. Eh bien, c'est Lewis Goff maintenant qui s'est intercalé en 3e position, alors que devant, Jacob Ashcroft pour l'instant est toujours aux commandes, mais sous la menace du pilote néerlandais qui passe à l'intérieur. Attaque au virage des 2 arbres. Van Wyk qui prend les commandes de cette finale junior devant Ashcroft, Lewis Goff et Matteo D'Auvergne.
Good move there from Tish Van Wyk, and Ashcroft doesn't try and fight it, falls back into line. Now, and Lewis Goff trying to go around the outside. Ashcroft won't have a barge of it. And now, up into P4 comes Cameron Nelson. Nelson up into 4th position now. And here comes Goff back at Nelson. They both run wide. Nelson over the grass. That allows Tavernier to squeeze round the outside. Goff defends, however, and suddenly we have got, where is Ashcroft? Ashcroft's back to 6th. Ashcroft gets muscled back to 6th, and Tish Van Wyk leads by 1 second from Goff, from Nelson, from Lucas Skelles, Tavernier, and then it's Ashcroft. So Jacob Ashcroft getting muscled out there. I didn't quite see where he fell back so far, but it's... I've got to say, in almost every race so far, the drivers battling in 2nd and 3rd have handed the leader an easy path to victory. Have we seen the same again in juniors?
Et Ashcroft qui est seulement au 6e parce qu'il est parti au large dans le virage du Technopark. Il est allé taper le cône qui matérialise l'extérieur du virage, et donc il a dû reprendre une partie de l'herbe pour rejoindre la piste, et forcément il a perdu du temps. Et pendant ce temps-là, Tish Van Wyk est en train de creuser l'écart. 1 seconde et 13 centièmes d'avance sur Lewis Goff. Nelson Cameron est en 3e position, et derrière on retrouve les 2 Français, Lucas Skelles et Matteo Matteo d'Auvergne. Il va falloir réagir pour les Français s'ils veulent aller retrouver les avant-postes et surtout espérer que la bagarre ne fasse pas trop de dégâts pour que Lewis Goff notamment puisse donner le rythme et revenir sur le néerlandais qui est en train de partir et d'aller chercher peut-être une victoire facile.
Sadly, Kai Clark has joined Leonidas Peruzzi as a retirement from this race. Ollie Wise, Vivian Gionnet and Jeremy Roivers still a long way back after their first corner incident. Laura Bubanova is 31st, Lilian Suarez 30th, Giaquinto is 29th, Estevez 28th, Eva Morris up into 27th. Biggest mover so far, Noah Barham. Barham up into the top 20 ahead of Kellerup. Ormetra has dropped back, so has Maxim Kerwin. And up at the front, the lead is 1.1 second from Tish van Wyk over Lewis Goff. But Lewis Goff is going to feel some pressure from behind sooner or later because Lucas Skeles in third has just set the new fastest lap of the race, 55.895 seconds. Nelson is right behind Skeles and in the slipstream and allowing Skeles to drag him along. Then it's Tavernier and now there's Jacob Ashcroft just setting a purple middle sector. Somebody else is slowing down and I looked up there, right. Oh my word, I hate it when this happens. I absolutely hate it. But there is a driver out there who had just deliberately slowed down and tried to take out Vivian Gionnet and has now sped up. If I were the Sam Pollitt Racing team, I would be trying to signal that driver off the circuit before he gets himself into trouble, and that is all I will say.
Et Nelson a repris la troisième position à Lucas Seles. Lucas Seles qui tente de réagir et on va se regrouper, mais encore une fois avec cette bagarre pour la deuxième position. On perd du temps sur le leader Thijs van Wyk qui évidemment profite de cette bagarre. Regardez, ça part dans tous les sens et Matteo d'Auvergne qui va perdre encore une position parce que devant lui ça s'est un petit peu embrouillé et de fait il a été obligé de couper son élan et il a de nouveau perdu une position. C'est Jacob Ashcroft maintenant qui est revenu devant lui alors que eh bien, Van Wyk lui continue d'enfiler les tours comme on enfile les perles et que derrière Lewis Goff plutôt que de éventuellement profiter de la dynamique de Lucas Seles eh bien ferme toutes les portes. On peut pas lui reprocher non plus cette bonne guerre. On cherche aussi à terminer sur le podium mais il semble que Lucas Seles là soit un petit peu plus rapide que Lewis Goff, que le Britannique, mais celui-ci défend bec et ongle sa position et on perd du temps. Tout à l'heure il y avait 1 seconde 2 d'avance pour Thijs van Wyk. Elle est désormais de 2 secondes 285 cette avance en un tour. Il a quasiment doublé son écart sur le reste du peloton et le néerlandais, sauf incident, devrait pouvoir aller chercher sans problème la victoire.
Great battle going on down the field. Tish van Wyk now has a 2.2 second advantage. No, scrap that. He has a 3.3 second advantage over Goff, who is manfully trying to hold off Nelson. Skeles, you're looking a little bit further back. There's Oscar Guccio chasing the number 257 cart of Caden Higgins. Guccio and Higgins, Higgins is 8th, Guccio is 9th. They're chasing Boaz Maximov. Maxime Prudent just sets the fastest lap of the race. If we look a little bit ahead, there's a great battle going on for second place between about 5 drivers. Here it is. There is Goff, Nelson, then a gap back to Skeles in the yellow and the orange and blue machine for RM Concept. Then it is Ashcroft recovering and trying to get back onto the podium, followed by Tavernier. Then a small gap back to Boaz Maximov in the Bouvan Power machine. Then it is Bran van der Weken, Boaz's teammate in cart number 296, followed by Guccio, Higgins, Nissen, Yuri Levar, Smith, Palmer, Clancy, and the rest. Noah Barham still in 20th. He's gained more places than anybody else. Laura Bubanova has gained 11 places. She is up into 25th spot. And Eva Morris still running in 29th. But, sorry, Eric. Here's a look at the move. Further back, Skellers defending from Tavernier. And Ashcroft has dropped back again. And I think now that is... Who is that that's gone past? The young Englishman, Tavernier. And I think Boaz Maximov might have gone past as well. Yes, indeed he has. Ashcroft's bid for a win has gone, and his bid for a podium also now looks shaky, but it's on for second place. But Tish van Wyk is waltzing away.
Ouais, le Néerlandais. Ah, et Matteo Dauvergne qui s'est raté à la sortie du premier virage et qui est parti au large et qui s'est fait doubler par 4 pilotes. Ça va être compliqué maintenant pour le Français pour aller jouer aux avant-postes. Il a perdu beaucoup de terrain et devant on retrouve toujours Goff et Nelson au coude à coude et c'est désormais Lucas Seles qui porte les espoirs des couleurs tricolores dans cette finale junior. Va-t-il être en mesure de revenir sur le duo qui est devant lui parce que de loin devant, Tish van Wyk est à l'abri d'une quelconque mésaventure, sauf incident technique, évidemment ce qu'on ne souhaite absolument pas aux jeunes néerlandais. Eh bien Tish van Wyk lui file tout droit vers la victoire. Alors qui derrière lui pour l'accompagner sur le podium? Goff ou Nelson? Pourquoi pas Seles? Mais il va falloir réagir pour le Français. Il reste que 5 tours avant le dénouement de cette finale junior.
Yes, well, Lewis Goff's father, Sean, runs the Optima Motorsport team in GT racing. And Lewis, who last year suffered a nasty accident at the Welsh circuit of Glenagorse and really hurt his wrists quite badly, has fought back well and has really come to the fore. He's been part of the whole Sam Pollock Racing revival this year. And Cameron Nelson, again, a driver who has come on leaps and bounds in the last 18 months or so, from Pontyclun in South Wales. He is trying his hardest to catch Lewis Goff, but at the moment, Goff has just got enough to steer clear. Tish van Wyk, there he is for Bouvan Power, the Belgian team, or the Belgian-Dutch team. There's an awful lot of Belgian drivers in there for the Bouvan Power outfit, and they have been very, very strong, and they are, at the moment, they're not just breaking the British stranglehold on this clash, they are smashing it to smithereens with a fantastic drive from Tish van Wyk, who made one move, and then just allowed the rest to slow each other down, beat each other up, and he is clear by a country mile. We talk about how close karting is. Well, it is normally, and down the field you can see how close it is, but every once in a while, the drivers at the front who have won these races have just got it so right. Albert Friend, fantastic. It was a wonderful head-to-head fight in Micromax, a walk away in Minimax. In DD2 Masters, it was pretty simple for Cusack Pico. Once he got away, Barbara Ruin had to fight for every tooth and nail. And now in juniors, the penultimate race of the event, we have got a walk-away win for Van Wyk.
Allez, pour Tish van Wyk, ça sent bon, et derrière ça revient entre Seles et Maximov sur Goff et Nelson. Goff et Nelson qui sont toujours au coude à coude. Nelson qui pour l'instant n'a pas tenté d'attaquer son compatriote, mais derrière eh bien Lucas Seles est en train de combler petit à petit ce retard, mais ça va être trop juste, il va ne rester que 2 tours, peut-être même 1 tour et demi actuellement encore à parcourir pour le Néerlandais avant d'aller chercher la victoire. En tout cas, Lewis Goff eh bien, a su manager la pression imprimée par Cameron Nelson. Ça reste pour l'instant clairement défini, mais attention, Seles est en train de revenir. Seles qui vient dans le sillage quasiment de Cameron Nelson. Est-ce que Seles va pouvoir, dans ce dernier tour et demi, aller chercher une place sur le podium? Pourquoi pas? En tout cas, le Français aura fait tout ce qu'il faut pour revenir. Il aura tout donné. Maintenant, entre revenir et attaquer, c'est une autre chose.
Matthew Dauvergne has spun out of this battle that we're looking. You've only got 4 karts on your screen. That's because Dauvergne has spun coming out of turn number 5 on the last lap, and he is now down in 25th. Here comes Skellers now as we begin as we complete lap number 15. Here comes Tish Van Wyk onto his final lap, but it's going to be Goff versus Nelson versus Skeles, potentially even Maximov for the final 2 places onto the podium. Lewis Goff goes through turn number 1, the restaurant curve. Huge numbers of spectators here out on the banking surrounding the outside of the circuit. It's standing room only on the pit wall and at the top of the garages. They're going to be cheering the Flying Dutchman. Tish Van Wyk home very shortly, but at the moment it's Goff holding on to second from Nelson. Skeles, though, is looking quick. Has the Frenchman got anything for the Welshman in the final half a lap? Eric?
Allez, c'est la ligne droite du chemin au bœuf qui pourrait faire la différence. Allez, au freinage, Skeles qui va essayer d'attaquer, qui va essayer de déborder, mais ça ne passera pas. Vanwijk va s'imposer de façon impériale, voilà. Et derrière, on va arriver très très groupé, mais ça va rester dans l'ordre établi. Lewis Goff et Cameron Nelson accompagnent Tish Vanwijk sur le podium de cette finale junior. Mais quelle course derrière l'intouchable néerlandais.
Well, he's wearing the Dutch national race suit. Tish Van Wyk went to Bahrain last year, qualified for the first time for the grand finals and finished 47th. If this year's form is anything to go by, he is going to be much better placed in 2024 as he books his ticket to Sarno by 4 seconds over Lewis Goff, who it would be Lewis's best international result. And for Cameron Nelson, Lucas Skeles, it's now 3 consecutive top 5 finishes for Skeles. 5th last year, 4th this year, 3rd as a Minimax driver 2 years ago. Boaz Maximov rounds out the top 5. Further down the order, there will be tales of woe. Now, you may have heard me talk about one Sam Pollitt driver who was slowing down to try and, bump into, knock Vivian Giene off. Luckily, that particular driver saw the light of day and continued to do the rest of the race correctly. There is the start, and that is, there's Gione and Ollie Wise coming together. Leonidas Peruzzi was okay, but Eric Skeles, you saw originally, now Jacob Ashcroft led from pole. Van Wyk from 3rd on the grid, making his move on Tavernier there for 2nd. And then it did seem as though Ashcroft seemed to lose a bit of pace. Now he had already been passed by Van Wyk here. There's Tavernier forcing Ashcroft over the grass. And, that was Lewis Goff, forcing Ashcroft over the grass. That is what, in the heat of the moment, I thought that was Cameron Nelson going over the grass. That is what cost Ashcroft all the time, and he never really recovered. Jacob Ashcroft eventually finishing 10th. As you watch the rest of the highlights, Oscar Guccio finished 6th eventually, followed by Caden Higgins, Bran van der Beken, Casper Nissen, then Ashcroft, followed by Dragos Avisil-Kute, Rayan Bourguignon, Yuri Navar, Theo Palmer and Connor Clancy, the rest of the top 15. And looking down the order, you've seen them on your screen. You're watching Goff's defence there, which was robust, but, that's what karting's all about. Skeles and Nelson coming together. Further back, Laura Bubinova finishing 25th, and Eva Morris 28th on her debut. But there's the man, number 1, one finger in the air, the